Welcome back to the show. Glad to be along with you here. And the Score is on the air. Hey, check out the revamped website, scoresportsradio.com, scoresportsradio.com. Appreciate you tuning in throughout the state of South Carolina. Thank you very much for doing that. Wherever you are tuned in to the network, we appreciate it. Follow us on Twitter, ScoreSportsSC. Follow me individually at Merritt Will. At Merritt Will, you're glad to do that. You're more than welcome to do that, and we will reciprocate that and follow you right back and make sure you are up to speed with everything that is going on here on the Score. Hey, I'll tell you one thing that's going on the Score has been a lot of NBA talk over the last couple of weeks because it has been maybe some of those entertaining playoff games we have ever seen, and a guy that has been courtside for many of those, and of course watching what his team is going to do here over the next year is one Mr. Carl Scheer, Vice President of the Bobcats. Mr. Scheer, how you doing today, buddy?
Carl, you there?
Maybe we don't have him.
Oh, he's
on the other line.
No, he's got bigger fish.
Bigger name on the other line.
You think I should call him?
Okay. Hold on. Everybody just be quiet. Let's hear what he has to say.
Okay.
Hold on.
Hey.
Why don't we do that? Why don't you see how that goes?
I think that'd be a good idea, Carl. I think that's what you need to do.
Carl.
Thanks. Hello.
You're we were just listening to your conversation.
I just wanted to see if that was a good idea or not.
I was talking to my associate here. We just named a coach, so it's kind of hectic.
Oh, so wait. So this is breaking news because when we talked this morning, you said to me, because I said so, we will talk about the new coach. And you go, I don't know that we have one. I hadn't seen any notices. I hadn't heard anything. So
that was at least a few hours ago.
Yeah, things happen fairly rapidly, don't they, Mr. Scheer?
They do in our industry, and you should know that too, Brian.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, I picked up the newspaper this morning, and there was that we had hired Mike Dunlap as our new coach. I didn't know that yesterday or last night, or even when you and I talked. I guess but it was in the morning newspaper. So we're now finding out more information about Mike Dunlap.
And the media is always right. The media always is right.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
They are. Well, they may not be right, but they're first.
Yes, right. Yeah. Hey, Carl Scheer joining us right now, of course, Senior Vice President of the Bobcats. Mr. Scheer, let me just ask you, first and foremost, how much have you enjoyed this year's NBA playoffs?
Oh, I love them. Well, I thought you were going to say how much did I enjoy our season.
No, I wasn't going to ask you that. I knew the answer to that one.
Thank you for that.
Yeah.
I'm really enjoying it, and so are apparently American sports fans because our ratings have gone through the roof. And we're really drawing a lot of people to their television sets to see, which was difficult when you think about two small markets relatively small in Miami, but certainly a small market in Oklahoma City. But I guess when you have two great players like Durant and James competing at the highest level, people are intrigued. And I find it an exciting drama with great play, extraordinary athletes, and two terrific teams. I think we have the two best teams in the finals, and it promises to be a long series, in my opinion.
Carl Scheer joining us right now. Mr. Scheer, I'll ask you also, in conjunction with that question, the playoffs, in my opinion, have given David Stern and general managers like yourself all over the league, they've given you an opportunity to be able to re-promote just how good basketball is on this level. For the the blackening of the eye that took place a year ago, this year, 1 year later, man, there is nothing you can say that is wrong with the product that's being put out there.
No, the product is great. You're right, Will. We have a terrific game with great young athletes to go with proven veterans. I mean, you got aging veterans like Kobe Bryant, and he's near the end of his 16 years as a veteran. But to get young LeBron James and Durant is just a terrific talent with a great humble attitude about himself, has really made pro basketball players real and believable and lovable even. When in the past, that hasn't always been the case. But we have a good group of kids that love the game and feel very confident about themselves and about their team. And that's what we're seeing is a result of America who are taken to NBA basketball again. Yeah.
All right, so Carl, your new coach, as you said this morning, you didn't know a whole lot about. Kind of a new name into the pile all of a sudden, and now he's going to be named the head coach. Is that where Charlotte has decided, here's how we're going to build? We need a young guy who, say young, relatively young, in the business, hasn't been there before.
Young compared to you, Byron.
Okay, whatever.
And compared to me.
Carl, well, I won't go there. It's just too easy.
Yeah.
So a guy who hasn't been in that role yet, which is going to be a lot of pressure on him, but have decided this is the way we want to build our team. We've got to teach these young kids. We've got to build them up from scratch because this is what we have, and we're going to build it from there. Is that kind of the sense now, as opposed to bringing in a Coach Sloan who's been there, done that?
Summary, Byron, of where we are. I will add to that the other side of the coin in terms of pressure on Mike. We have such a bad season that almost anybody who comes in and can win more than 7 games is going to be a hero. So, from a pressure standpoint, that is not bad. But being realistic, we're a city that will support a winner. We've proven that. On the other hand, I think they'll turn their back on a team that is continual losers. So we have to be constantly aware of the product on the court. And that's what this is all about. I admire the decision that Michael Jordan has made to hire Mike Dunlap, simply because he'll be criticized for hiring a relatively quote-unquote nobody. Certainly no one here in this part of the country knows who Mike Dunlap is. So they'll claim that Jordan is doing another salary dump or hiring someone at a very inexpensive mode in order to get along. The fact of the matter is that's not the case. He's hired a young man, a relatively young man, as you said, 54 years old, but someone young in the profession who's not been a head coach, but is admired by anyone who has seen him work. One thing, that common denominator that I heard from friends that called me in Denver, where I was, and that's where Mike Dunlap coached as assistant to George Karl and the Nuggets. He also coached at Metro State to 2 Division II championships there. So he is a fixture in the minds of sports fans in Colorado. They all told me one thing, that you may have coaches who've had more success than Dunlap, more years, but nobody will outwork him. He will work until he falls over. He's that kind of guy. He's a no-nonsense guy. He knows the game. He's respected by the people in the profession. Not one person I spoke to today that worked with him, that know him, think that it was a bad or poor compromised choice. Not at all. We could have chosen a better name, a bigger name that's known, but Michael Jordan went for someone who can build a franchise again and be with us as we go forward. And just as you pointed out, Byron, we have a long way to go. We got a lot of young players that are 19, 20, 21, 22, very young, that are going to need care and going to need work, and we think we got the guy that can do that.
Carl Scheer joining us right now, Senior VP of the Charlotte Bobcats. You mentioned Michael Jordan, Mr. Scheer, and, of course, he gets a lot of criticism, as you know. He gets a lot of criticism as an owner out there because people think that maybe there have been decisions that he was trying to make maybe as a player instead of an owner. And I would just ask you, you've been on both sides of that equation. You understand that. How hard is that transition going from being the greatest player of all times on the court and then having to walk up to the front office and try to make decisions with that same type of mentality and aggression that he showed for all those years out on the hardwood?
I not having been in those shoes, I can't really tell you how it is, except that you're right. I think that it is a very difficult transition. And I watch practices, and I watch Jordan. He reacts on instinct. He looks at a player in 5 minutes. I think he thinks that he can evaluate him based on standards that Jordan has set and expectations that Jordan has, and that's not always a good thing. It's been done by great players. Jerry West, Larry Bird have been able to succeed in making the transition relatively seamless. Jordan's had a little more difficult time doing that. But I think he's got it right this time. He's allowed his basketball people, our new general manager, Rich Cho, and Rod Higgins, our vice president of basketball operations, to run the show, so to speak, and restructuring our roster. And I think that this time we'll get it right, and this team will grow with good young talent. And I think that Dunlap is the perfect guy to bring us along.
Carl Scheer is our guest today. I'm going to put you on the spot one time on the way out. Hey, Game 4 is coming up.
Yep, prediction time.
Who takes it? Heat? OKC?
Miami, I don't know if Miami takes this game because I think they'll lose one in Miami. They'll have to play 2-3-2. But Miami in 7 is my prediction.
Miami in 7. I'm writing it down right now.
Okay.
We're going to call Las Vegas and
That's
let them
exactly
know.
right.
Don't go to the